Yo, what's going on? Wednesday, I'm bringing you guys a brand new video, and today we're actually reacting to the Call of Duty dev talk on zombies that were released, I think, 3 days ago now. I wasn't able to record the video as soon as it released because I wasn't at my setup, wasn't able to do it. Now we're here back, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. A short 6-minute video here. You can see 6 minutes, 23 seconds, and they actually quote tweeted it, and they said, we've got even more updates coming to BO7 Zombies to make weapons more powerful, and you can read right there the different buffs that they made right before we get into this video. And also, before we get into it at all, the top response right here: zombies carried forward. BO7 was literally designed with the intention of building off BO6 the exact same way as MW2 was with MW3. I understand BO7 multiplayer is far more different from BO6 zombies, but zombies is a little continuation carry forward. Makes sense for zombies. Now, I'm just going to straight up say it. Me personally, I don't think carry forward should be a thing. I don't like the idea of it. However, they did already say that gobblegums and augments were going to be carried forward. That is why I am trying to get all my perks grinded out with the augments on BO6 because I haven't played it that much. I'm trying to get it done. BO7 Zombies doesn't seem bad. It doesn't seem. I don't know. Let's just jump into it. You guys will see. We'll give our thoughts after each one.
We're here from the Zombies team, and we're here today to answer questions coming out of the beta. What's changing from beta in Zombies? The beta was super helpful. We never had this before. It was really cool to just get
Turn it up a little bit for you guys.
High rounds,
just to
and so
be safe.
a lot of the tuning we're going to be making is related to high round strats and damage values and things of that nature.
Let's get into some of the big ones.
Okay, that's not bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The changes they're making, I think that'll be good. If you saw any of my streams or my videos with my friend, we played high round zombies. Yeah, it got tougher towards the top because you just simply didn't do damage to them anymore, really. I mean, that's all it was. So you had to rely on the trap. I know they talk about this later on. I've seen this video, so this isn't my first genuine reaction to this, but it's my thoughts that I want to share. I think I mentioned that, but just reiterating for anyone who might not have paid attention or something. I think it's good though, and then you saw the buffs that they had there. It sounds like they're making the correct changes they need to for higher rounds. That's good. Are we getting a unique Zombies HUD for this year? I really like the response to this one, actually. So we'll go ahead and let it play out.
HUD this year. There is a unique HUD theme coming to Zombies at launch. We're really excited to have that in BO7 and look for some more in the upcoming seasons.
I really like that. I love how there's going to be a unique HUD. This will make it so much better. Is the HUD going to include a minimap? More than likely, and I'm pretty sad about it. I'm not gonna lie. However, I assume you'll be able to turn it off with different styles of HUDs like they did in BO6. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I'm not saying I know. I don't have any inside sources, but I hope so. And then the fact that they're making a unique HUD is great. And this question right here, it kind of plays off of the last one. Why didn't Treyarch show off any HUD themes at COD Next? Listen to his answer real quick.
It simply just wasn't ready to show yet. So when we do COD Next, we use a build that's, at this point, a couple months dated. And so this was a feature that was later in our development cycle. The Zombies HUD theme is very unique for the mode. We're really excited about it, and we're going to show it to you before launch.
Very unique for the mode. They're going to show it to us before launch. When's that going to be before launch? Probably not until a week before, if not even less time than that. But it's a unique HUD for Zombies. This helps so much. They had to have heard everyone in the community talking about the unique HUD. I'm not going to say that they didn't have a HUD already planned, but my thoughts is I don't think they did, and I think they heard everyone complaining about it whenever you got to play Zombies in the beta because it was seriously just a multiplayer HUD. And I think they're like, oh crap, we should probably make it a little like Zombies. Maybe they did already have a HUD. I'm not saying they didn't, okay? I don't know why they would lie about it. I could see it happening. That's why I wanted to just throw that out there just in case, you know, kind of play devil's advocate. I think they did have it. That, like I said, they didn't want to reveal it because it wasn't ready. And also, you don't want to reveal everything that's going to be in the finished game at the beta, or else why? Like, there's not going to be anything new when the game releases. So it makes sense, even if they did have it done, to not release it.
Weapons didn't feel strong enough after round.
Okay, I was just talking about this to you guys about how the weapons needed adjusted just a little bit. And I think this is very good for the game. Yeah, because high round, you're spending all your points on ammo, and you run out of ammo pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie. So I went the old point system personally. They get into this later. We'll talk about it then.
And that's going to be really helpful for maintaining your economy.
So for the saw blade trap, we did decide to increase the price just a little bit there. We saw that a lot of players were spending.
Now this is something that doesn't make sense. They are tweaking the guns, trying to make it a little bit better. let me just
a
play out the
little
rest
bit
of his
essence and
response
almost
before I
making that
dive
all
into
back.
it.
So we're going to bump that up, and we're also going to reduce the attraction on that.
Also, we have this
Okay,
change.
so they're going to bump up the price cost of the trap, and they're also going to reduce the amount of essence you get. But the question right before that, you just said that you wanted players to be able to maintain the point system and have like a stable economy when playing. But that right there just contradicts it and does the exact opposite. That'll make it less cost beneficial because then you can buy the trap for more and earn even less ROI, return on investment, when buying the trap. So I don't know. I mean, unless they made it so you seriously have the necessary tweaks made to the ammo system with just your gun. Sorry, I think I just hit my mic there. And the weapons, then I think that's bad, and they should just revert it back to how it was, or maybe even give you not a lot, but just a little bit more essence when you use the trap. Trap's pretty OP though, so I don't hate it necessarily.
With
I think you should be able to
where
play
at
the
really
game
close ranges, you'll
and not
get
rely
a
on
damage
traps
bonus.
completely.
The shock
They're just
baton
nice to have
is
every now and
doing
then.
some adjustments too. We wanted to make sure the weapon is balanced with the new abilities.
Good,
of heavy
good
attack
balances, good
and
changes.
critical attack.
I don't really
It was
care about the
doing
melee
pretty
personally.
significant
Not like
damage
I'm
during
using it a
melee,
bunch.
And we wanted to make sure we have room to grow with other weapons and give them their own identities. We've also
I
made
like
some
that.
other
Being
minor
able to have
adjustments
your weapon so that they actually feel like its own weapon when you're using it, I think that's very important.
to
I think
few
Black
other
Ops 3
weapons,
capitalized
which
on that
we can
very
find
good.
out.
When we go
And
live.
that's why
Why was the Doppelgast
what helped
in
it a lot.
beta? So we
Good
want
answer.
to make
Want to
sure
know
that
why
each
there's
survival map
recycled
kind of has
assets?
its own identity, and we thought that at round 40, it's high enough rounds to kind of add in a little bit of variety to kind of spice up the loop there. We thought the Doppelgast is a great kind of intermediate between the Zersa and the normal zombies and the Ravagers. But that's going to be something like each.
See, now before he gets into the rest of his answer, that part right there, explaining why the Doppelgast was in it, I like that answer myself. I think that's a good answer for that, and that it explains why they put it in and why they wanted it in the survival map. And yeah, is it a reused elite zombie? Yes. Does that bother me personally? Not really. And also, he's
survival
about to
map
say
will
it,
have its own unique identity.
have its own. So the Doppelgast will not be in any other survival maps, supposedly. That's good. I don't think each survival map necessarily needs to have one, especially if it's a recycled one. Like Mimics, I don't want to see Mimics ever again. I'm just, is that me? Is that just how I feel? Does anyone else agree with me, disagree? I don't want to see Mimics personally.
Don't expect the Doppelgast to be in every survival map. This might be the only survival map it's in.
Good.
Is every special and elite enemy from Black Ops 6 coming to Black Ops 7? No. So for the most part,
Yes.
the enemies from Black
Very,
Ops 6 are
very
coming
good to
over.
hear
In
this.
general, like the evolutionary chain from Black Ops 6,
Good.
Parasite, Vermin,
Good.
and Amalgam are not coming to Black Ops 7.
I love that.
Anglers.
I love that. I love that. That is good to hear. That means that they aren't going to recycle the elite zombies for, let's see how many CODs it is. It's been since the Cold War. I don't know how many CODs it is. I mean, Cold War, BO6, and it would have been BO7, right? By the Treyarch led games, of course. You have different games in there that Treyarch helped with zombies and eventually had to take over because the other departments couldn't do it on their own. But Cold War, BO6, would have been BO7. Very glad it's not. I'm glad they're actually doing something else on their own. Tell us more about Cursed. This is the part that I'm very interested in, this part of the video where I'm going to have
Tell us more
strong
about Curse.
opinions,
I'd
I
love to
think.
tell you more about Curse, but the mode is inherently built to be about discovery and letting the community figure out what is all in there. So we're trying to kind of strike that balance of letting you know the general shape of the mode. It's a harder, more advanced mode. And once you're in there, you have the classic point system, no mini-map. You start with a pistol.
Great.
But
All great
besides
things I'm
that,
hearing.
There's other attributes that change, like ammo costs and things like that. But what you're doing in there is you're trying to find these relics. And each relic is this additional difficulty modifier. So you find that, you unlock it permanently, and you can activate relics.
Yeah,
and
different
make the
relics.
mode even
Yep,
harder.
we already knew
But by
this.
doing so, you'll also
They
unlock
kind of gatekeep. They don't
additional
really
rewards.
tell us
And
new info
the
here. They just
first
kind of
reward
repeat
is
what we
you
already
hit
knew,
tier
but just
1
reworded a bit.
Is golden armor now becomes available in Curse.
Golden armor. Golden armor.
With
Am I the one who doesn't really like understand golden armor? As far as I understand, it's just like stronger armor. Yeah. Or, I don't. Maybe I've just missed the big part on that, but I do want to replay and this first sentence that he says right here. Listen to it very closely.
Family built to be about discovery and letting the community figure out what is all in there. So we're trying to kind of strike that
Second
balance
sentence.
of letting you know the general shape of the mode. It's a harder, more advanced mode. And once you're in there, you have the classic point system.
It's a harder, more advanced mode. I don't know about you all, but me personally hearing this deters my original thoughts from it, where I kind of thought it would be like OG Zombies. This just makes me feel like it is just going to be start with a pistol, OG point system, and well, no mini map. But it's still going to be the exact same regardless of those three factors. So, aka, we're still going to have all the Warzone mechanics. We're still going to have salvage, weapon rarity, all that. And I think they even
No mini
get
map,
into it
buffs, and
some
things like
more.
this additional.
The
And
next thing they
is
say.
at launch without having to unlock it.
Okay, not right now. I think it is later on. But I think they say that it's a harsh world out there and you would die without these things in the game. Well, I'll be honest, I would just rather not have them in the game. Again, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's the old head coming out of me. I'm not even old. I'm 19. I grew up on COD, so I grew up in the peak times. And now that I'm in my early adulthood years, I want to see that same success, right? Like, I could go back and play BO3 Zombies right now. It's been over a decade. I'd still love it. I would have zero complaints. And now it feels like I'm playing Warzone. I got to play it up. I got to collect drops, blah, 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 blah. Which I've kind of gotten used to it, kind of numb to it at this point. And I think that's kind of what they're hoping happens. But I don't understand why you don't just make the cursed like OG, or just make it OG in general. And when I'm referring to OG, I mean the old mechanics, just no armor, no salvage drop, no weapon rarity, just literally what Zombies was before Cold War. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
So
Again,
we know there's
maybe
a lot
it's
of
just
discussion about this.
we'll
and
talk
totally
about it a bit
understand that
more
players want to
after
experience
this one.
version of Zombies. So
This is a good change
what
that
we're
they made
gonna
right
do
here. When I
is
heard this
unlock
earlier,
Cursed as soon as someone out in the world completes the main quest in
I think that's a very good change because actually, let me just let him talk. Okay,
We'll
let me
make
quit
sure that
interrupting.
everyone's able to go into that mode once that main quest has been solved.
No pressure. Will there be a relic?
Okay, they wanted everyone to be able to play that mode because they know people like that mode the most, and they know people want to play it. And again, it's because that's what the OGs, they think it's going to be that OG feel. And I sadly think we're going to be let down. I think it'll be closer. Yes, I'm not saying it'll be further away. I think it will be closer to that OG feel. It's so weird to say OG because it shouldn't be regarded as OG. There's no other way to describe it really at the moment besides that, or maybe just classic. But they have a mode called classic, and it's not the same. So we're just going to have to stick with OG. Point being that it'll be closest to it out of all the modes, but it won't be the same. So I think we're still going to be let down. It'll just be the closest we can get to it. And it sounds like it'll have unique challenges with the relic. I'm open-minded, personally. I'm glad that they're doing this and excited, to say the least. I'm very excited. I just don't want it to bomb out and disappoint me a ton. So I don't want to get too excited about it. I just know that
armor in Cursed.
it might happen.
No. You really need armor to survive these high rounds. It's
This is
a
what I
harsh
was
world
talking
out
about.
there. Without
That's where they
armor,
say it.
You die pretty quickly. So we do have an augment for.
Okay, hold on. Yeah,
Ultra
this.
Raid that will automatically replay an armor piece for you when you pick it up, but also.
So you hear the community's thoughts. You hear that they just don't want armor in general in Zombies, and you think, my solution is to add an augment to Vulture's Aid, which they also didn't ask for. They also didn't ask for augments because now you have to pick between which bonuses the perks give you instead of just having them. And you're you're gonna make it so that there's still armor. You can just play it up with Vulture's Aid. Brother, what? I think you must have misheard. We said we didn't want it at all. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just me.
There's golden armor, which you can get
Please,
after
if you
upgrade
agree, let me know.
the 3 plates.
You're gonna need golden armor in Cursed. It's a really challenging.
Hold on. This is something I did not catch earlier. Did you catch that?
Without armor, you die pretty quickly. So we do have an augment for.
Not this
Vulture Aid
part.
that
Just wait
will
for it. The golden armor part.
automatically replay an armor piece for you when you pick it up. But also, there's golden armor, which you can get after you upgrade to the 3 plates.
Golden armor you can get after you upgrade to 3 plates. So now I'm confused. Do you unlock golden armor and have it permanently, because that's what it sounded like earlier. But now he word for word just said you unlock golden armor after you get the 3 plates. So I gotta buy up to the 3rd armor satchel, which again I don't even want to do anyways. And then I can get golden armor, which I assume you have to buy again.
You're gonna need
I don't know
golden
anymore.
armor in cursed. It's a really challenging mode. When
They're
you start
hyping
stacking
up
those
this golden
relics at
armor.
higher
They're
tiers,
hyping it
it's
up.
essential.
Can we get some legacy weapons in BO7 Zombies, like the Olympia and PPSH?
It's a good question.
We've seen the discussion about this, and we are looking into how this might be doable,
Mm-hmm.
but no promises.
I like that answer. I like that answer a lot, mainly because maybe it's just me. Maybe I am alone on this take. Like, actually, I think other people could agree with some other ones I had, but this one, I don't really care for the OG weapons. I mean, we've seen them recycled so many times. I want to see some new things. I don't want the Olympia and the PPSH to come out. Yeah, they're legendary weapons, and I love them, but I don't want them to come back. I want them to stay with their respective games, to stay with where they were originally from, because you keep just renewing it and repeating it. It's, you don't lose the value that it had originally, and then no one's gonna like it anyways. So I'd rather not ruin that and just keep them there. You load in, you know, they're turning on BO1. You see the Olympia wall buy and is it the M14 in there? Man, I don't even remember it anymore. It's been so many years. I think it's the M14, the semi-auto. That's special right there. Now you don't even have wall buys in the starting room. First off, the second off, I don't want it to be the same wall buys as how long ago is BO1 now? Ooh, that's a good question. When did that come out? 2009, maybe? Is my ball knowledge on that one? Might be.
Was the
Point being,
X-52
I don't
Resonator
think
from
we should bring it
Season
back.
6 originally
Maybe you guys
supposed to
disagree
be
with
a
that one.
wonder weapon? So we've seen your theories online. Sometimes the community can be pretty accurate, but in this case, no. This weapon was concept.
Good to hear. Good to hear that they weren't
had shipped,
taking a
and
broken
it's
idea and
intended
putting in
for
BO6.
the Season 6 haunting, you know, where the weapons team could really let loose and create, you know, another fantastic weapon. This one in particular is made for the whole game. So, you know, MP.
That one's a good
zombies.
answer to me. I don't have
The
a
highest round
huge
someone
opinion
reached during the beta.
on that.
It was
So, it doesn't affect me.
617,
Now, that is
which
insane.
an
Reaching level
impressive
617
number, given the
and that
time
beta is
that
insane.
players had to play.
They barely had to
Anthem
play it.
Farm.
That does make me think. You think that's why they increased the time that we could play in the beta? Because they saw he was on that crazy run and they didn't want to end it. And so they kept it open that way he could grind it till the end of the beta. If so, shout out them. But they also didn't shout him out in this video, so maybe not shout out them. But that is really neat if they did do it. If they didn't and they just extended it because they wanted more feedback and such. I'm playing. I still got to play more, so.
So, congratulations. Will there be a super Easter egg? in
Oh
Black Ops
my gosh. This was great to hear.
7?
This
Super
was
Easter egg
amazing
is
to
something that
hear.
We care a lot about. We know the
Mhm.
community cares a lot about.
I'd hope
and we
so.
wanna do it right.
Been whining
So
about
it's
it for
something we're looking
forever. The whole
into,
community has.
For Black Ops 7, this being a
Mhm. Looking
continuation
into,
from
by the
6
way.
to 7, it makes a lot of sense. If we're
6,
gonna do it,
7.
to have it at the end
Sorry.
of this year.
Thanks for the feedback.
So there will
everybody.
be a super Easter egg in BO7. Supposedly, they're looking into it. Again, they didn't 100% confirm it, but they basically confirmed there will be. I don't know how they're going to pull it off since they're continuing from 6 to 7. They said they are. That means there isn't one in BO6. That's fine. The game's at the end of its cycle anyways. It'd be weird if they released one now. Yeah, it'd be rushed. No one would even know about it. No one would even do it, except for the big creators, obviously. And I think it would be worse if they did that.
We love the passion from the community.
We want to keep things as much of a secret as we can for zombies, but we will have more details coming soon as we head towards launch. See you then.
See you then.
Okay, boom. There we go. That is the entire video. Full breakdown, my thoughts on it. More details to come before Zombies releases. Y'all catch that at the end? We're going to have even more details. I like that. We did hear earlier that they're going to show the HUD before launch. I'm a fan of that. I'll be waiting for that to come out. I've seen the leaks. I think I talked about it in a video. Maybe not. Maybe it was on stream. I can't remember. They blend together nowadays. But there is a Shadows of Evil and a giant not Easter egg, excuse me, HUD option supposedly inside of the game that you can pick. I hope that is not the route they're going for the HUD. I hope they're not just bringing in legacy HUDs only and not actually making a unique one and just keeping that same default one we had in the beta. And then they're like, oh yeah, you can change it. I'm like, no, you better have the unique HUD available when we get to play the game. I think they will, based off how they were talking. I think they are going to do that and make the necessary changes there. Other than that, I ain't got a whole lot else to think about. I shared my thoughts as we went. So now we don't have a whole lot to talk about now. Guess I'm gonna go grab my BO6 augments and try and get my perks maxed out, even though I shouldn't have to do that again. I'm not a huge fan on that. It also doesn't break the game for me, so it's not like I'm just not gonna play it because of that. It doesn't break it for me. As long as it still has a zombies feel, I'll be playing. AKA why I didn't play there for a couple of years. Alright. Let me know below in the comments. What do you guys think? You agree? You disagree with any of my takes? You excited for some things, not excited for other things? I'm open-minded, baby. I'll respond to all of y'all. See y'all in the comments. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you guys see y'all this days. I love y'all. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.